I wanted to watch this video from Upchurch that's speaking about this scary, important story. Just take a look, man. Just take a look. See what's going down in these streets. You're going to be watching it through Apple Creek.
All right, so parents out there, I got a story for you. For texting you.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I know I listen to everything on double speed when I'm not live streaming. My bad. Shoot, when I when I listen to audiobooks, nigga, I listen like on maybe 4 or 5 times speed. I don't know how I learned how to do that, but nigga, my mom, I remember I was listening to an audiobook. My mom wanted to hear it. She was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, sorry, let me slow it down. I'm so used to listening to things sped up. I don't know why, but mind you, I'm able to absorb everything. It's just like if you focus, you can hear everything.
Yeah, I was having a kid or whatever. So check this out. Long story short, when Lily was being born, these doctors at where we had our baby told us that she was having multiple seizures, right? Okay. Well, she had these seizures like in 10 minutes when we were watching her the entire time. Like me and Beth were always with her for hours and hours and hours, and this shit never happened. It happened like 10 fucking minutes. We weren't there one time, right?
You said the hospital?
So I told Beth, I was like, I think they're full of shit. I want to see fucking proof.
Yeah, that was my first thought. I was like, nigga, that sounds crazy. That's not why, but that could just be me not trusting hospitals in general. Me and my older brother are like that. We don't trust hospitals. Nothing. I've had a hospital tell me there was nothing wrong with me, nigga, to go take something, or that they didn't know what was wrong. And in maybe 20 minutes of me just looking it up and using common sense and just process of elimination, I figured out what was going on. Like my back was fucking swollen and I was in pain in the hospital for 12 hours. We don't know what's going on. I did research, found out that if you sleep in a certain position for too long, nigga, that shit causes a certain spasm that can cause your muscles to tense up. And this shit was like not that hard to fucking research on my own. Now, am I saying I'm a doctor and that you should listen to me? No. I'm just telling you my personal account of, nigga, every time I've ever gone to a hospital, it just cost me. Dead ass. Over the last 10 years, them niggas just done nothing but take money from me and tell me, I don't know. And then I researched on my own use. I'm telling you, you got to make sure, because some people, they'll search something and think that they got everything. Nigga, you use like process of elimination, common sense. You'd be like, okay. Then I just slept the wrong way. I was in here. Couldn't even turn. It was like I was wearing the old school Batman suit, nigga, with the neck that don't move. Nigga, they didn't know what was going on.
Well, it took them 3 fucking days to show us what they claimed was proof. And it was our daughter moving her arm. And that was their proof. And I said, well, who the fuck said that this is a seizure? So this lady, who is not a neurosurgeon at all, she come in and told us, well, on the EEG machine, this, that, and the other. So I start reading the EEG machine, and she's like, wait, you know how to read one of these? And I was like, yeah. She's like, are you an engineer? I said, yeah. She goes, oh. I said, are you a fucking neurosurgeon? She goes, no.
Why was she
okay, well, get a fucking neurosurgeon to tell me stuff about...
Right. Like, what the hell is she doing? That's my first thought. Why are you even talking to me?
Neurological shit. So she went and got somebody. Okay?
That's crazy.
Well, I said, you know what? I was like, I want the fucking video, because they have like video playing like over where your baby's at and all this stuff. Well, come to find out, some stupid motherfucker shut her oxygen cord, pinched it shut in the fucking crib for a couple of minutes until it was fixed. And I was like, oh, you see that? And they were like, oh shit. So anyway, me and Beth ended up taking Lily to a different neurologist, an actual fucking neurologist.
Okay.
And he was like, there's nothing wrong with your child. And we were like, that's what we thought. And, you know, it's like, what the fuck, right? So, sorry, I'm driving. Anyway, so they give her, the Vanderbilt end up giving her this medicine called Keppra to prevent seizures, right? Okay. Well, the actual neurologist we took her to was like, you know, the amount of Keppra she's been taking is not enough to stop seizures.
That's crazy.
She hasn't had one. What I'm getting at is they wrongfully diagnosed.
I was about to say that too. Yeah, because that sounded off. Because my little brother has seizures, right? And I was like, he still occasionally gets them. If it was something that could like blatantly stop it, or if they were taking it or able to.
Our daughter for seizures,
but
when she wasn't even having one, never even fucking actually had one.
Being mixed diagnosis, a very common thing. Once again, I gotta put out this disclaimer: I'm not a doctor. I don't know everything. I'm just telling you from my personal experience, family members, things like that. Like, they might give you the wrong thing. Like, why didn't you suggest that shit to my little brother? Why he didn't get offered that?
So
sometimes
going back to hospitals, you know, her being in an incubator and being on an EEG machine and all that, during the process where I ended up getting my fucking lawyer down there, and I was like, I want this motherfucking video. They was like, well, it's 8 hours. It's a terabyte. It's big. It's a terabyte. I said, I don't fucking care. Just want the whole video.
Word.
Well, come to find out, during one of her seizures, if you don't know this, an iPhone emits like, I forgot how many watts of like electricity or whatever, but it emits electricity. And during watching this video, this fucking nurse is bent over and has her phone right beside my fucking kid's head.
Wow.
And it spikes the EEG machine. And they're like, oh, no seizure. No, just a bitch texting her boyfriend. That's all. So while they got me and Beth extremely worried and our family worried,
you need to fire her ass, sue that hospital, all types of stuff. Hell, you doing on your phone?
And they're like, man, seizure. Not one seizure ever happened. She moved her arm.
Wow.
Her oxygen cord got pinched in the thing by some fucking dumbass. And some young ass woman was fucking texting her boyfriend with her phone right beside the EEG receptors. Bro, don't believe what these motherfuckers say. Stick around and just watch and observe and document everything. That's what I did. I documented every fucking tiny little thing that happened. And when they realized I was doing that, they all started getting fucking worried. So while we were there,
I was about to say, I bet you they had a problem with that. They don't like it when you document what the hell they doing over there, because they ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. They don't want to be caught.
They kept telling us, they were like, well, you know, you don't have to stay in here with your baby all night. You don't have to. And we're like, we know you've told us that like fucking 12,000 times. What part of we don't give a fuck do you not understand? We slept in the room. We did shifts. Me and Beth did. Me, Beth, and the guards. She was never by herself. And it's almost like they were fucking irritated that we were good parents or something. Then this one lady, this one fucking gremlin looking motherfucker hands me paperwork to our kid, right? We're sitting there reading it. We realize, hey, look, they have the fucking parents listed as some goddamn people we don't even know. The doctor, or whoever the fuck, the lady who realized she fucked the paperwork up, come back in there and asked me for it. And I said, no, I'm not giving it to you. I'm keeping it. This bitch got mad as fuck. When I told her no, she's like, well, I got to give you the right one. I gave you the wrong one. I said, yeah, I know. I'm keeping the wrong one. And
which is your right. Which is right. Keep that evidence. Yeah. Don't let them get that off. Keep that evidence.
The right one. This lady, I'm not shitting you, bro. fucking forced herself on me and like try to wrestle the paper out of my hand. An assistant was in the room and she turned around and she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Look at her." I was like, "Look at this shit." I was like, "This is fucking assault." She stood up. She looks at me. She goes, "You know what? Have a nice life." And I said, "I will." And she walked out of the room. Even the assistant was like, "Yo, what the fuck was that about?" So while all this is going on, right, we're finally leaving Vandy. And I had already been watching this really weird ass lady in the food court of Vanderbilt's Children's Hospital. It's like there's like a little Taco Bell / pizza place right there. And she'd been sitting in the same spot every day that we were there for like fucking 5 to 7 days. And I was like, why the fuck is this lady sitting here? She obviously don't have a kid with her. She's not like going and staying up in a room with a child or nothing like that. She's just sitting here and she's just sitting on her phone behind this fucking pillar. Well, we're going to leave and Beth wants something to eat. So we stopped there and I noticed the lady was still there. I sat down and I'm watching the lady through the reflection in this thing. She's sitting behind me. So I got Lily in my arms. I got her little carrying thing at my feet and I'm looking through this like reflection and I'm watching her. I was like, if this fucking lady, I told my guard, I said, if this lady takes a fucking picture, I was like, I'm gonna fucking snap. So I'm sitting there holding Lily, watching. The bitch fucking pulls her camera up, takes a picture. I turn around and she looks at me and goes, "Oh." And I said, "Hey, take her fucking phone and see if there's a picture of Lily in it." So my security guard snatched her phone, opened her phone. There was a picture of my fucking daughter in there. The one that...
What's wrong with people? What the hell? Like, people are crazy. What's wrong with them? Why would they think that's okay? Yeah, I might have lost my mind, bro. I might have lost my mind. Yeah, that's crazy.
I just thought she took. And guess what else was in there? A picture of a bunch of babies and a bunch of dicks. I'm not fucking kidding. I'm being fucking for real. This lady proceeds to fucking speed walk it out the fucking hospital.
Why y'all still got the phone?
She don't have a car there or nothing. She goes out the fucking door. She gets on a fucking transit bus outside Vandy and she fucking dips. Little did she know, I had a guard that was with me that fucking followed her and sat behind her on the fucking bus. And the bitch ended up going to a nasty part of goddamn Nashville with no kid. So what the fuck was you doing inside that goddamn hospital, motherfucker?
Crazy.
So a couple days after this, I'm not going to say their name, but I know a couple people that work in Vandy and they were like, "Hey, I really need to show you this because this is way out of the norm." I said, "Okay, what is it?" They sent me an email between a group of doctors that we interacted with while we were there that fucked up some shit. And in their fucking email, this is Vanderbilt people, they said, "Hey," long story short, they were like, "We have to watch this Ryan Upchurch guy and follow him on social media to make sure he don't say nothing too out of the way."
Out the way?
Yes. So what I'm getting at is, watch your fucking surroundings when it has...
What the hell out the way mean? Out of the way of what? What kind of mission these niggas is on?
To do with you and your kid when it's being born. Because these motherfuckers are creepy and they're fucking weird. Okay?
What the hell?
Agreed, because that's nuts.
Some jealous ass fucking people. You gotta write a whole song about somebody? He bust y'all's ass.
Some nigga that looks so jolly. I forget his name. Simple rhyme scheme or something. This nigga looks so... Look at this nigga. What is this? Nigga's a cartoon character on that screen.
Every day. Really? What a weak ass bunch of shit. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of punks. You know what I mean? Ryan don't bother nobody. He just tells the truth. Y'all put this shit out.
They go after him.
What a fucking joke.
Just in time.
Oh,
You think making an AI picture is going to fucking deflect the fact that there's people asking you serious shit about what your wife put out against you?
Oh,
All the fucking her airing out all that dirty laundry.
I remember that. Nobody want to talk about that. I remember that. She aired him out. He started attacking people who talked about it. Yeah, I remember that. Justin Slime. I remember him. Janky ass promoter.
And you doing deflecting by doing, hey, I got a meme. I got a meme. Yeah, no one gives a fuck. We're in our 30s.
Facts.
But we are wondering why you ain't doing answering these questions that people have.
Facts.
Straight up ignoring them. So you got to ask yourself, just in time and his fucking itchy, scratchy fucking disease friends are the ones being like, oh man, look at this dude doing drunkenness. Look, he's doing drugs. He's doing drugs. What are you deflecting away from you that involves drugs? Because that is what is happening, it seems like.
Yes. I'm telling you, everything that they try to point at Upchurch or anyone, it's them. They probably got a guilty conscience. They out here living foul.
What could be going on with you, parties, and drugs? I'm curious if there's anything there. Especially when you think about you, parties, and drugs, and then you see what your ex-wife said. Then they
want to talk about that.
That's where the real questions start coming in. The ones that you're acting like are not there. So
they want to talk about it.
You and your friends are not trendsetters.
I was going to ask him when he called into my stream crying, but then once Garfield came out, he ran. They usually do that when Garfield come out. That's usually how that works.
Your friends are not musicians. You're not good at music. Y'all ain't registering on any kind of, like, you're not known musicians. Y'all are none of that. You're just acting like you are. You're really not.
They're not real musicians. They just play ones on TV.
And that's all there is to it. Y'all just some people with some free social media sites. That's all you are. Don't you wish you could change it? You can't.
It's good to know who hates you. It's good to be hated by the right people. Johnny Cash, real talk. That's real talk right there. Let me see, is there another one?
When I first started in my career at the Cotton Eye Joe's, there was a cowgirl named Jasmine, and she was a roper. She made me this, and I still have it till this day. And I still fan fires with it. Oh.
That's fire. No pun intended. Wow. It was a lot going on, especially with the hospital stuff. That's crazy. That's nuts. And Justin Slime. Yeah, Justin Slime is living foul, man. Straight foul. But tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Share the video as well.